What's up, guys? Open discussion here again. We're going to be coming to you with some baseball news today. Me and Sam, me as in Dave, and then we're going to go into another sports debate later on. So,
if it's even a debate, because it might end up just agreeing,
but for now, we think it's going to be a debate.
Sure.
So, baseball. It was a hot off season, kind of. I mean, it was a little slow at points, but at other points it was hot. One of the big things is the Braves farm system. They lost Kevin Maitan, and he was a top international prospect. It was said, right?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. So I mean, losing him was obviously big, but they still have the best farm system in baseball.
You think the Braves have the best farm system?
Easy.
Ronald
Acuna. No.
You don't think the Yankees do?
Ronald Acuna batted .432 in the spring with 4 home runs in 16 games.
Wow.
Ozzie Albies came up last year. He batted .286 with like a couple home runs.
Yeah.
He's definitely their second baseman for the future. Still think Dansby has some potential. He's struggled being in the majors a little bit, but
what year is he in?
Third maybe. I think he still has potential. They got to work on their pitching staff and their outfield, but besides that, I think they could be good in a couple years. Another thing we want to talk about is the Angels. The Angels have always been a questionable team. They've obviously had Mike Trout, who's the face of the MLB.
They acquired Pujols a couple years ago.
Yeah, and last season was Pujols' worst season of his career, so we got to see how he could bounce back from that.
If he bounces back.
They got Zach Kozar, who had .297 last year with 24 home runs to play short, or second. I don't know. I think he might play second with Simmons at short. And then Cole Calhoun, obviously still there. He's a solid player.
Mm-hmm.
They got Justin Upton, who's another good outfielder. It's a piece with Trout and Calhoun. And then they signed Shohei Ohtani. And
Yeah.
I don't know how that is because he had a really bad spring. He couldn't hit for his life, and his pitching was just getting rocked. So, a lot of people think he's a great international prospect, but I don't know. I thought he was good.
This is the MLB.
Yeah, and
United States has the best athletics in the world.
Yeah, it's just such a different game than Japan. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think
What do you think
he could be good, but I don't know.
What do you think they're gonna primarily use him as? Like more of a pitcher or more of a
I think they're
utility
gonna.
player?
I think they're gonna use him every 5 days as a pitcher, but
Yeah.
I think they're gonna use him at DH too. Because
Yeah.
if you could do both, why not give him a shot at both?
That's your test him out for a season, see what he's better at, see
exactly.
what he's successful in, what he's not successful
Exactly. So I mean, and another thing is, their season really depends on how Garrett Richards does. He's been injured the last 2 years, but when he's been healthy, he's been pretty dominant. He could easily be one of the best pitchers in the MLB, easily top 10 pitcher. But the thing is, can he be healthy? You know, he hasn't had 2 full seasons in 2 years. That's something to be worried about, you know?
Yeah. What do you think of the Cubs?
I think they're a little overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah, I mean, they signed Darvish
Yeah.
for a lot of money, which is, okay.
Am I crazy if I called Kyle Hendricks a better pitcher than you, Darvish?
No, I agree with you.
You do?
Yeah, Kyle Hendricks
I think
is
he has
really
a
good.
2.5 ERA over the last 3 years.
Yeah, no, Kyle
or
Hendricks
2-3
is really
years,
good.
which is pretty damn incredible.
I mean, they lost Arrieta. I thought Arrieta was always pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Addison Russell's overrated. He batted .230 last year, which wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chris Bryant's obviously really good. Rizzo's really good. Baez is really good too.
Not to mention they have Joe Madden as their manager.
Yeah.
Seems like
Is Hayward still with the Cubs? I believe so, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that good. He's a good fielder, but I mean, can't really hit that much. He batted .240 last year, which isn't good. Another team to talk about, though, is the Rockies. The Rockies, I feel are overlooked. They had 3 hitters with above a 300 average last year. Charlie Blackmon batted .330 last year with 30 home runs. That's impressive.
Yeah.
And no one was talking about it.
It's the first time they made playoffs in the last 8 years.
And DJ LeMahieu batted over 300 as well. And so did Arenado, and Arenado is one of the best players in baseball.
He could be the NL MVP next year.
Oh yeah, easily. I think he might win it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, Trevor Story, he's their shortstop for now. I mean, they drafted Brendan Rodgers a couple years ago, but Like, it's so different drafting a player in baseball compared to, like, football or basketball. But, like, I don't know about Story. He can't really hit for average. And, I mean, obviously, he had that historic run where he came up in MLB at, like, 7 straight games with a home run, something ridiculous. But, like, I don't know. He's kind of an iffy player, in my opinion. And, I mean, Blackman's good. And then they got Cargo still. They re-signed him. And I don't know how he'll do. Because he was pretty good for a while. And now he's kind of just dropping off.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, that's big. I mean, and they also re-upped their bullpen. Their bullpen was... I mean, now it's one of the best. Wade Davis came in. And Wade Davis was on the Cubs, and they lost him, so that was a big loss for the Cubs. But, I mean, he's one of the best closers in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously not the best, but he's a top 5 closer. He comes in and he just throws strikes.
And the only thing is, I guess you can call them the second best team in the NL West, probably behind the Dodgers. Unless you think the Dodgers are good, or unless you think Dodgers are overrated.
No, the Dodgers aren't overrated.
So they're like a legit contender.
Yeah. They have the greatest pitcher of all time. Call that a hot take. I don't think it is. Kershaw is the most dominant pitcher of all time.
Didn't him and Matt Stafford go to the same high school?
Yeah.
That's a random fact for you guys.
Yeah. But no, he's the most dominant pitcher, and then, I mean...
Clearly the best of this generation.
Bellinger's sick. He's a future star for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think they're still good. They definitely will top
they lost
contender.
Darvish, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, they're a contender to win again.
One of the last teams I want to talk about, though, is the Brewers. The Brewers came on hot last year, towards the end of the season, and they made moves this offseason. They got Christian Yelich from the Marlins, which was a great pickup, and then they got Lorenzo Cain in free agency. Came batted 300 last year with like 15 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Think he's a good leadoff hitter. And then you have Yelich, who I think is a good 2 or 3 hitter. And then they have Domingo Santana, who had 30 home runs last year, batted like 280, which isn't bad. And you still have Ryan Braun. But I think
he's been around forever.
But I think what they're doing with Braun is I think they're gonna split time with him and Eric Dames at first.
Yeah.
Because they're out. The Brewers' outfield is too good now for Braun to stay there. You know, they got to find somewhere else to put him. And then they have Orlando Arcia, who I think he's a good shortstop for the future. Travis Shaw is good. So I think they'll be good.
They haven't made playoffs since 2011, but I think this is the year that they get in postseason.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the AL, I don't really think much has changed in the AL. And I still think it's going to be at the top, the Indians, Yankees, and Astros.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the Indians are talented. The Yankees are talented. I mean, we're both Yankee fans, so
yeah,
not going to really spend time talking about them when, I mean, they got Stanton, obviously. So that's good. Stanton, Judge. Sonny Gray was a good pickup last year. So
I mean, they just have the weapons now.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, last year was considered, they were supposed to have, like, a down year.
Yeah, right.
And then
they went to the
ALCS.
So.
And, I mean, the Astros are obviously, I think they're still the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, they coming off the World Series.
I mean, last year the Yankees took the Astros to 7 games. So I don't know about this year. Maybe they could.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, definitely. But the thing about the Astros is McCullers is going to have a good year, I think. I think he has all-star potential. I mean, they got Garrett Cole. He had a bad year last year, but, I mean, you could always bounce back from one bad year in baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Because, like, people know what you've done in the past. And Garrett Cole has been a good starter in the past. But, like, one bad year, they're not going to just focus on how bad he did.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be a good season. I think the Yankees will have I'll give them over 90 wins. Easily over 90 wins.
Over 95.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there was a lot of moves this offseason. Andrew McCutcheon's with the Giants now. You know? Something special, so.
Bumgarner's got injured.
No, that was big.
What did he fracture his hand?
His pinky. He hurt his hand. He's out for like 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
Could be worse.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty much all the baseball news we got for you guys. So,
yeah. When the season starts, we'll upload more baseball stuff.
Maybe a couple times a week.
Get into that. Yeah. So, sounds good.